Right back at Hesse. Better pass this time. Allen is blocked. And it's side out to Hawaii. Chris, Hawaii getting awfully predictable the last 5 or 6 exchanges.
They have been, and Ray Rattel and Mike D'Alessandro right there have come up with a good game plan. They know where Hawaii likes to set the ball, and they're lining up their blockers and their defense appropriately.
Ball blocked, but outside the line. Back over to the beach.
It's a bewildered Wilton right there, figuring, how do we go from a 6-4 lead to down 8-6? Answer, Long Beach State block.
Well, the difference now is you got a much bigger player on the outside. Masui Allen, great leaping ability at 6 feet. But you put Nicholas Berger out there, you pick up 6 inches in good leaping ability. That makes a big difference going against a block. Here's Allen now at 6'8". Berger is roofed, but it goes out. Nice play that time. Nice quick thinking by Sean Scott as that ball was heading right toward him. And he said that quick thinking, if I'm this close to the line, it must be out, and he let it go by. 7-8. Short set in the middle. They're going to call net violation on Hawaii. That one called up front on Jason Olive. 8-7, Long Beach State leads. Ball serve long, back over to the Rainbows.
I'm really impressed with Holloway's setting. You know, he's been in and out of the outside hitting and setting position all year long. He and David Hahn have been splitting that spot. Holloway called to be the setter tonight as Mike D'Alessandro and Ray Rattel grapple with which setter they will settle on for the rest of the season. This tinkering, by the way, is something that they know they can't keep up for very much longer. They're getting into the heat in the middle of their league season, and they can't fool around much more. So after this Hawaii series, I wouldn't be surprised to see them settle on David Hahn right there, the 5'9" setter out of Downey, or settle on Holloway.
7-8, Hawaii trying to tie things up in game 1. Off the block and getting it back with a big, strong hit, Martin Wagner. Protect your car with the only gasoline that has the cleansing power of Techroline. Chevron, simply smarter. There's a block up front, Wagner right there. Martin Wagner really their go-to guy, leads the team in kills per game and right up there in blocks per game. Also in digs.
Total attempts, service aces. Wagner does it all.
Service errors, yeah, they need a go-to guy this year. As we mentioned, they lost 4 starters from last year's team, which was 1 game away. Hawaii, first couple of weeks of practice this year for Hawaii, everybody had to wear name tags just to make sure they knew who they were. And the one thing that's very difficult to realize, very much like a men's basketball game, it's really hard to tell on TV just how big these guys are, Chris. I mean, we're talking guys 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". And of course, unless you're standing next to them, it's real hard to tell. These are some big bodies up at the net. Hawaii came back last night. Manthai with 22 kills, tied for the team lead last night. And he had a great match for Hawaii.
You're right, John. Right now, Sven Hesse, who was a key player in last night's match, is taking a seat on the bench. Manthai's taking his place tonight. Last night, Manthai came in for Nicholas Berger. So interesting chess game going on right now.
10-7 Long Beach. Mike Wilton calls timeout. Another block by the 49ers. Last night, as you can see, Travis Barr led the 49ers in both kills and his percentage at .444. Cummings with 11 digs, as did Zaslansky. And for Hawaii last night, 22 kills for Manthai and Hesse. Manthai also had 12 errors. That's why he only hit .250. And you can see Masui Allen led the team in digs and in kill percentage, and also had 18 big kills. So Hawaii really spread it out. 4 players with 18 or more kills. Chris, Masui Allen apparently has been solved on the outside so far tonight. He's been blocked about 5 times in a row. And there's a block up front on Manthai. 11-7 Long Beach.
And John, I think in this case you got to give as much credit to Long Beach State's block as you do Hawaii's lack of imagination on offense. Look at this block up here by Travis Barr. He just goes up all by himself and wins that battle.
Allen, that time he's blocked, but it's kept in play. But Hawaii's going to have to scramble. Manthai goes. Long, was it touched? Yes, it was touched up front. And Long Beach, 5 guys say, I can't believe it. And Travis Barr said, yeah, I touched it.
There it is right there. The little pinky, you can pick it up, as only our home Team 5 crew can do.
And Hawaii trying to stem the bleeding here. Serves it out that time. Sean Scott, whose name we've barely mentioned tonight. And Scott, one of the big guns for Hawaii, the 6'5 junior, has only had 3 swings up till now. And no kills. Mishandled by Vaughn. It's 12-7. Hands get a little bit wet. That one slid right through. Remember, at one point, Hawaii led 6-4. Ever since then, 8-1 run by Long Beach. It's 12-7. Back set nicely behind the 10-foot line. Intricate little offensive move to get Wagner free. 13-7. Long Beach running away and hiding here in game number 1. Wasn't frustrated that time, but actually came up with a real smart move. Just dip it over the block.
You see a nice jump set by Vaughn, but it's inside. Masui Allen can't get to it. Here the blocker Cummings handles the ball, but doesn't bump it up high enough for a setter to get their hands on it. So Hawaii gets lucky, gets a side out. They've dug themselves a deep, deep hole.
There's a roof up front. That time Barr tried to get cute. Hawaii right up front with a big block to throw it back down. Watch Berger.
That's set a little close and a little low.
Nice hit. That time Barr comes right back. Off a good serve and not a great pass. Barr makes something good happen. It's 13-8. Long Beach State serving in game 1.
Jason Olive, one of Hawaii's emotional leaders out of St. Bernard's High School in the airport area, Southern California. Masui Allen stepping up a little bit. He's been stepping back too far, hitting the ball in the net, so he wisely steps closer, gets it in. Wagner finally makes a mistake. No, he doesn't make a mistake.
Touched at the net. Hawaii block got a piece of it. Back row ducked, but it was touched.
See a nice high extension that time by Wagner. Looks like it might have been an outside hand of that left side blocker there.
Berger gets it down.
Here we see a back set by Vaughn all the way across. Berger with that big left arm. He really hits a heavy ball, John. I'm telling you, I watched him play against the alumni the other night, against Allen and Adam Lockwood, Damian Hardy, Brian Papinga, a very formidable group. Lyman LaCroix setting that group. And Berger had a phenomenal night.
Hawaii front line right now, 6'5", 6'5", and 6'6". And a block. And Chris, that's as big a front line as I would wager Hawaii has ever had. And that really is pretty average in men's volleyball. But in the past, Hawaii's had athletic players that were a little bit shorter. Now they've got some big guys up front.
They really do. That is a noticeable difference from past Hawaii teams. Hawaii's always had to struggle with usually 2 small outside hitters and an average-sized center. Now they've got a 6'4" center, some pretty big middle blockers, and some pretty big outside hitters. Masui Allen being the smallest at 6 feet.
Hawaii with nobody on the roster under 6 feet. Off the block, Nicholas Berger. Side out back for Hawaii, so they've slowed down Long Beach, if nothing else, and picked up a couple of points, 9-13. Long Beach doesn't want to forget last night, but you know, they in the back of their minds, they're saying not tonight. Not going to blow a lead tonight. Off the block, side out to the beach. Strong hit by Wagner. Wagner 7 kills right now, pacing the beach. And David Hahn's going to come and do a little back row duty and serving duty. He'll come in for Mendel.
He's got a good jump serve. He slices it and moves right to left a lot. Berger handles it pretty easily. There's a good middle attack, but Long Beach State right there. Martin Wagner, once again, their go-to guy, whether it's defense or offense. He's really making things happen tonight. I can see why he won National Player of the Week last week.
14-9, so now Hahn's serving for game number 1. Off the net, won't get it. Good serve, and there's a great dig by Wagner. They call Wagner's number, he puts it down. So Wagner with the pass, Wagner with a kill, Wagner with a handshake, and Wagner leading to point game perhaps.
You don't have to say any other names except Wagner. He hits it left, he hits middle, he hits right, he hits out of the back row.
Zaslansky serving for game 1. Kept in play by Hawaii, free ball, and guess who puts it away? You got it. Wagner wins it 15-9. Long Beach State winning game number 1. The league standings up to date. You can see UCLA first place in the league, or well, undefeated anyway. Pepperdine 3-1, really tied, but UCLA playing less matches so far. Then Marymount, Santa Barbara, BYU, 5th in the league. Keep that in mind. We'll show you something interesting. Northridge and Irvine. And in Hawaii's side, you see Long Beach State down at 6th. Hawaii right now leading the division at 3-0. And that's all the regular season matches they've played so far. That early season tournament where they played best 2 out of 3 did not count as overall matches. And then USC, Hawaii's next opponent on the road, Stanford, San Diego State, etc. Here are the statistics from game number 1, Long Beach State. Sometimes stats do tell the story. Out digging, out blocking, and out hitting Hawaii, and making one less error, Chris.
Well, John, the real story of that first game was Long Beach State's blocking at the net. In my opinion, that's the most significant statistic, 7-4. They just absolutely had Hawaii's number, knew where they were going to be setting all the time, and Sven Hesse, one of Hawaii's top hitters last night, just couldn't get it going.
So Hawaii trying to come back earlier tonight. As Chris mentioned, wake-up call last night came late in game 2 or even into game 3. And Hawaii now will try to get something going right from the start in game number 2. In the middle, a short set to Olive gives Hawaii a side out. Chris, Sean Scott's name hasn't been called almost at all tonight, and you got to believe Sean's going to have to play a bigger part of it. He's had 4 swings and no kills so far tonight.
Well, that first set right there to the middle, that quick set to the middle, I think was an indication of a change in strategy for Hawaii. I think that Kurt Vaughn has probably been told to start setting the ball to the middle attackers more. That's Olive and Scott. I think we'll hear their names more here in game number 2.
Stewie Allen serves it into the net. What's got to worry you if you're Hawaii right now is you would have thought that maybe Long Beach would come out flat tonight, disappointed, frustrated, and tired. They didn't. They came out none of the above. The difference tonight is Long Beach remembers what happened last night when they got ahead of Hawaii and blew it. And tonight, I don't think they're going to start letting that get in the way. So Hawaii's going to have to raise their game up a couple of notches quickly. Nice play in the middle, little X move. Coming up is Zaslansky.
This is something that Hawaii's got to do more of, and I think it'll happen once Kurt Vaughn gets used to his middle attackers. This is called the combination set. You see the blockers go up with a quick attack, only to have the second hitter come in and hit that combination set.
Ball served just wide, back over to Hawaii. Hawaii with 2 aces and 6 errors so far. Long Beach State 2 aces and 5 errors. Well, dug by Allen, but dug too far, and it goes back to the beach.
You see a nice jump set that time from Holloway. Wasui Allen with a good dig, but just did not quite get low enough to the ground to pop the ball straight up. Good pass that time from Allen.
Free ball though for Long Beach State. They dink it around, and now Hawaii's got an opportunity. And they make good out of it, and Sean Scott, the missing person.
Finally, Hawaii's getting some good passing there. You see Scott up in the middle at 6'5". I'll tell you, when he was in high school playing high school volleyball, he was about 6'3", about 163. Now he's about 6'5", probably 200. Spent a lot of time in the weight room. He's gotten much stronger.
Long Beach State passing much crisper tonight. Allen into the block. Back to Allen. That time off the top of the block. Smart hit. Stewie Allen says, well, if I can't go through him, I might well go off of him. He took something off of that, Chris. Watch how he hits this ball.
Hits high hands there. When you have 2 blockers up like that and you're looking at 4 hands across, sometimes the only thing you can do is just hit high and hope.
In game 1, when it was 8-8, Hawaii had only 1 error on the night, and Long Beach State had 5. Well, now as we begin game 2, Hawaii is up their total to 8 errors, and Long Beach State only has 6. So you can see that Long Beach State's defense has really altered the way Hawaii's been hitting the ball and forcing numerous errors. Free ball, nailed.
Notice what Sean Scott did too. He got the kill, but he knows the reason he got the kill was that Sven Hesse absolutely ripped that jump serve, forced the bad pass over the net, and allowed Sean Scott to just take a little tiptoe jump there and pound it down.
I think Hesse serves better if he pretends he's in game 5. That time Wagner with a good pass. And Wagner with the kill.
Wagner continues his hot streak. 10 kills, only 2 errors. He's hitting .533. Right now, Holloway going to him an awful lot.
Martin Wagner, the junior college transfer from Irvine Valley College, also played goalie in water polo. Into the net goes Olive. It's 1-2. You are looking at 2 teams that have literally rebuilt themselves this year, Long Beach State and Hawaii. Stewie Allen goes one-on-one with Holloway, and Holloway sends it up into the 8th row of Klum.
You see Holloway giving the signals there with his hands, a 3, calling for a 3 set in the middle to the middle blocker. That's a low, quick set.
Serve into the net. Tough to score when you do that.
Well, last night Hawaii had way too many serves into the net. At one point they were leading Long Beach State in service errors 14-7.
Yeah, they ended up leading 19-13. Free ball for Long Beach State. Hawaii blockers are there. Here's Wagner with a set. Block up front goes out. Good hit by Zaslansky off the block, 2-2.
We just found out one more thing that Martin Wagner can do.
Set the ball.
Set the ball. He got an assist just then to Zaslansky. Nice set by Martin. Mr. Do Everything.
One thing you might notice about Long Beach State, you basically see 6 guys on the court. Hahn made 7. They just don't substitute a lot. And that might have been a telling factor last night, too. Not a very deep bench. Of course, if you win games 1, 2, and 3, you don't need a bench.
You're right. Saw Nicholas Berger finally make his first mistake of the night. He's having a good night. 8 kills, 1 error, hitting .700.
2 serving 3 in game number 2. Long Beach winning game 1, 15-9 after trailing 6-4. So Holloway will serve. He's done a great job tonight replacing Hahn. Jason Olive in the middle.
Olive having a good night. Picks up his 9th kill with only 1 error. Moving the ball around well. Normally he hits the ball cross court. That time he brought it back across his body. Saw the blocker's hands and hit it away from them. Smart play by Jason.
Wagner dug too far. Kept alive, but no. And Wagner looks through the net and says, yeah. Wagner doing a little bit of glaring. A few fists. Everybody on the Long Beach State roster from California, except for Mendel and Jeffrey Christ, who's not in tonight. Point to Long Beach, 4-2. Only 2 seniors on the Long Beach State side, Holloway and Cummings. Again, the short set in the middle. Rainbow's trying to find a way to get around that block.
A nice pass by Hesse that time. Again, Vaughn knows when he's got a hot hitter, and right now Olive does have the hot hand. 10 kills, he leads all bows. And
Hawaii very reliant so far on that outside shot. You saw only 1 blocker even close to getting a hand on that ball. Wagner overpassed that one. And it forces a miss hit by Cummings, and it's 3-4. So Wagner is human, and Cummings sporting kind of an Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam haircut tonight. Wagner, big dig, but it's going to go over and outside the antenna on the effort that time by Vaughn.
Once again, Sven Hesse on the outside, even with 2 blockers up, he finds a way to get inside all 4 hands, down in front of the diggers. And Mendel says, how did you do that? Very sharp angle.
Nicholas Berger trying to tie it up for Hawaii. Bad pass. But a break for Long Beach as it hits the net. The only reason the ball stayed in was because it hit the net, because that thing would have been long. Remember, a player from each team will be honored at the end of our match tonight for going beyond the call, and GTE Hawaiian Tel will make a contribution for scholarships to the University of Hawaii.
Saw a familiar face on the bench there next to Tino Reyes and Mike Wilton. That was Alan Masui's older brother. Fresh off the United States national team, the 4-man beach tour, and other points. He's back home. There he is right there in the white shirt. What a legend he's been in Hawaii volleyball. Back home to get his college degree.
Jason Olive mishits that one. You can tell by the frown he's not real happy. Doesn't think the ball was exactly where maybe he would have liked it, but he drilled that into the net. That ball set short, and Scott goes wide. Another error for Hawaii, and Mike Wilton's got to call time as Hawaii, the wheel's coming off. It's 6-3 Long Beach State.
John, BYU just had a very tough West Coast swing playing USC, Pepperdine, and UCLA, losing all 3. So they'll be back, though. They're going to be good. They'll be a great team to watch when they come to Hawaii, and so will UCLA. The fans of Hawaii have got to come out and see those matches. Not only support the Bows, but watch some great men's volleyball action from around the country.
Also looking ahead to the future, a great match coming up with Nitai-Dai.
They're always fun to watch.
There's the first dump of the night. David Holloway.
Well, Kurt Vaughn had one earlier. Holloway follows it up right here with a nice little left-handed dump shot, catching Hawaii off guard. Last night, Hawaii didn't have to play for that much because David Hahn did not use the dump shot very much.
Hawaii tried something a little tricky that time with a back set, and Long Beach State was right there.
See Vaughn with a pretty good set to the outside, but Long Beach State had it all figured out.
Good dig in the back, kept in play, that time by Holloway. Free ball for Hawaii, got to put these away. And they do, off the middle hit. Hawaii's going to make a substitution right now. Aaron Walton's going to come in, do a little back row duty. Mike Walton's son is going to come in and play for Sean Scott.
Remember, one of the substitution rules that's different from women's volleyball is that in men's volleyball you get 6 total substitutions and you can only enter the game 1 time. Unlike women's, where you have 3 entries and 12 total substitutions.
Through the block up front goes Neil Mendel. Kurt Vaughn looking over to the coaching staff. They'll tell him what area of the court they want him to serve to. Cummings. Blocked by Hawaii. I believe it went over. 4-7. One of the things that Long Beach State's constant play has done is kept this crowd out of it at Clum. Really haven't heard much from the Clum faithful. It took them obviously 2 games last night to really get going. That ball is hit long, not touched. It's 5-7. Mendel goes wide. Oh, bad pass that time, but just finding an opening. Funny game, huh? You miss a ball like that, it lands on the floor. You nail it sometimes, it doesn't work.
Set way too low that time. Mendel did a great job of keeping the ball in play, but very definitely a diggable ball by Hawaii. Missed opportunity.
That time Hawaii blocked up front. Long Beach really getting the arms up on the blocks. Hawaii with 4.5 blocks right now. Long Beach with 9 blocks. Served into the net. David Holloway gives it back to the Bows.
One thing that's got to concern Hawaii right now is that Long Beach State is really having their way here in game 2 with Hawaii fielding a strong lineup. Last night, Mike Wilton experimented in game 2. Long Beach State took advantage of that and ran away with it.
Mistake for Hawaii there on a free ball. Doug kept in play. Now a free ball for Long Beach. Watch out on the outside. Wagner.
For Wagner playing with a fury tonight. There's a nice high wide set by Holloway. Wagner goes up and takes a rip, only 1 blocker up. If he's left alone, only 1 blocker, he is very dangerous.
Yeah, the
hitting
play
479 for the year.
Earlier in that point, Berger took a free ball at the net, and instead of passing it, he tried to put it away himself without much of an angle. And that's when Long Beach came back with their free ball opportunity. So it's 8-5. One-on-one, Berger gets blocked. Oren Zaslansky just goes up one-on-one with a big hit from Berger and puts it right back at him.
Well, Zaslansky, who had passing problems in games 4 and 5 last night, Mord made up for it right there with that great block.
Misplay by Long Beach. Jason Olive not getting it where he wanted, but sometimes that works. Checking back in, Scott for Wilton.
See that set pass that time, went right past Jason Olive's head. He did everything he could to just keep it in play, and again, a kill gotten on an off-speed shot. Not all kills have to be resounding.
Just has to land down on the floor if I'm not mistaken. 5-9, Jason Olive serving. Esso's roofed up front. Boy, right in the middle that time, Wagner and Cummings.
Oh boy, are they starting to have some fun right now. Wagner and Cummings with a perfect 2-man block, 4 hands across, take away Hessa's favorite cross-court shot.
Hessa next time comes back, good dig by Mendel. There's Hawaii's blocked up front. Hessa goes up, along with Berger. That's the Hawaii Alps connection. Austria and Germany going together. Nice angled hit by Wagner, and he looks over at Hesse, and Hesse stares back at him. I think more in frustration than anything else. 9-5.
One thing Hawaii's got to do is, I think, start keying on Wagner right there. He's got almost twice as many sets as any other hitter, so the blockers have got to start leaning his way.
Free ball up front. Blocked. Masui Allen leaning the wrong way. Took a gamble, and it lands right in the hole where he was. It's 10-5. Long Beach State. Mike Wilton's going to call his second timeout. The Beach threatening to run away and hide again in game number 2. Tonight's Bud Fact, well, Hawaii is really an international team, an intra-national team. You can see 9 players from the U.S. and 1 from Austria, Canada, Germany, and Sweden. And the player from Canada being Peter Chipuric, and he is redshirting this year, and Eric Landgren's still checking on his eligibility, but I wasn't kidding about wearing name tags the first couple of weeks in practice. Now, those guys do get to practice, but they don't get to play right now. And Chipuric will not play this year, and he is 6'9", as is Landgren. Can you imagine next year when Hawaii has the smallest guy on the floor possibly at 6'5"? Unbelievable. Hesse with a big jump serve. Nice dig in the back by Wagner.
I tell you, Long Beach State is doing a great job of passing the jump serve of Sven Hesse. Last night they had trouble with it. He picked up a couple of aces, and it hurt Long Beach State. Tonight they're converting. They're passing the ball up to the net, getting a nice set to the outside, and putting it away, taking Hesse out of that serving rotation.
Allen that time goes cross court, and the Bows get it back. Sean Scott, Hawaii needs points. They've been siding out okay, but point here, point there for Long Beach, and they've pulled ahead 10-5. And with that, Hawaii gets their 8th error of the evening.
Continually amazed at how Jason Olive does with 2 blockers up on him most of the time. Most middle blockers only have 1 blocker up, but Long Beach State knows that Olive's the hot guy right now, and Vaughn's setting him a lot. What a set that time by Holloway. Great combination set, John. Had Hawaii totally confused that time. Watch both blockers go up. Here's the elevator go up, come back down. There's the hitter, second hitter going up. The block can't get up again. Excellent play.
A serve, ball going off Berger. 11-5. Mike Manthei comes back in for Hawaii in place of Berger. This was the big substitution last night that worked for Hawaii. Hawaii with 6 blocks tonight. Long Beach State with 12.
Well, Berger comes out. He's got the second most number of kills, and he leads the team in digs so far. So Manthei better turn it on to make up for the loss of Berger.
Under the net go the Rainbows. It's 12-5. David Holloway, what a great job he's done coming in tonight to serve and also to set. Olive, big hit down in the middle.
Jason Olive once again almost unstoppable in the middle. This time he goes up against only 1 blocker. Ball finds its way to the floor.
Free ball, and Hesse nicely puts it down. Again, don't have to hit it too big when you got a free ball like that. Just place it.
Well, Masui Allen that time with a tough float serve. Forces the overpass. Let's see if they force another bad pass. This pass right on.
6-12. And Allen just going past that ball, goes right whizzing by his head. 49ers at 12-6, game 2 Hawaii led the first game 6-4, but Long Beach won 15-9. They lead here 12-6. And Chris, unlike last night, and you predicted after game 2 last night that Hawaii would come back, nothing really to indicate that Hawaii's getting back into this match right now.
I don't know if I can make that same prediction 2 nights in a row, but when Hawaii was down 2-0 last night, I did say that I thought that the Bows would win in 5. It was maybe a stupid thing to say, but it ended up being correct. Tonight, I don't know if I can make that same prediction because Long Beach State is playing much better. And it's really hard to come back from a 2-0 deficit. You might do that a couple times during the season, but not very often. And certainly very tough to do in back-to-back nights.
David Hahn now in the back row, serves it, and Hawaii gets the side out back. Wagner, great dig that time. Great dig by Vaughn. But a free ball for Long Beach State. Another great dig by Hawaii. And Masui Allen and Hessa get crossed up. Masui Allen, that was a cross play, but it was a cross up as Masui Allen from behind the 10-foot line literally jumped in front of Hessa, and they both said, I got it, you take it. Watch this.
It was a great dig. Hessa really was his ball. Masui Allen came out of the back row, didn't need to hit that. Hessa was the front row player. I think Masui thought that Hessa was on the floor, and so Masui was just making a smart, aggressive play. It was really Hessa's ball, though.
And Hessa comes back with a good pass, but it's hit wide by Manthai. It's 13-6. Off the block. Boy, I tell you, Hessa really taking control out there. Before that point, he yelled at Vaughn, get me the ball. And afterwards, when he put it down, he turned to Vaughn and said, get me the ball.
He does love the ball in crucial situations, and he was asking for the ball in Santa Barbara when they won in 5. He came in games 4 and 5, and that's what he did. He wanted the ball. He also loves to rip his jump serve when the going gets tough as well. Last night, I couldn't believe how hard he hit his jump serve in game 5 at the time when most players start serving very conservatively so as not to give up easy points.
Up front, Hessa blocks it, but it lands outside, side out to Long Beach State. You gotta love that in a guy who wants the ball in clutch situations. Not who says, well, if it comes to me, I'll play it, but who literally screams, give me the ball, let me serve it. And Hessa's that kind of player. Here he is again. That time he goes long. It's 14-6. Wagner back to serve. Why not? He ended game 1 with a kill. He's been the go-to guy for the Beach. Good serve. Just creeps over the net. Backstep. Manthai off the net. Hahn. Good dig. Outside. Put down easily that time by Travis Barr. And Hawaii's got 15 points, but that's their total for 2 games. Long Beach State now leads 2-0.
Here comes Kilgo's match sketch. Hawaii down 2-0. The story of the night so far, Jason Olive for Hawaii looking good. 14 kills, he's hitting .478. But the bigger story, Long Beach State, boy, have they been something else, led by Martin Wagner, the National Player of the Week last week. 16 kills, he's hitting .636 and has 6 block assists. He's doing everything for Long Beach State. And the story at the net tonight, Long Beach State, 12 blocks to Hawaii's 5. Hawaii had better start figuring out Long Beach State's offense. Otherwise, they're going to be going home early.
You know, Ray Rattel might have a career as a politician should he decide to give up volleyball. Before this match, he literally was saying, I'm looking forward to just getting the off season, and you know, this isn't going to happen, and that, and that, and that. And lo and behold, his team comes out looking like world beaters tonight against a Hawaii team that is very happy and very excited that they're playing such good volleyball. I don't think it's so much a letdown from Hawaii. Long Beach State, much more intricate offense tonight, much better defensively tonight. And that man, whatever he'd said to his team between the hotel and getting back here at Clum, he's turned it around.
Well, remember, John, they've created a winning tradition there at Long Beach State. He and Mike D'Alessandro have built a good program. They've got, especially defense. D'Alessandro is a great defensive player in his own right, and they certainly dig and block as well as any team around. It's a matter of getting consistency out of every single player. As you said earlier, their bench isn't very deep, so if somebody decides to take a night off, they can be hurting.
Ball into the net. Hawaii with a substitution to start game number 3. Scott Faust comes in at middle blocker up front. So Faust in the game up front for Hawaii. On the bench, both Scott and also on the bench is Manthai. So Hawaii going with another player tonight, trying to make things happen in game 3. Remember, it was Manthai that made it happen last night. Olive blocked, it goes out, 2-0 Hawaii. I said to Rattel before the game, what concerns you the most, the offense, the defense? He said, well, yeah, everything, including the passing. I mean, there wasn't one phase. I think he felt they entered the gym pretty well. That was about it.
Well, I thought they played well for 2.5 games, and they just had problems the last 2.5. But right now you get the feeling that the Clum crowd wants to see a repeat of last night where the Bows were down 2-0, and the crowd is more pumped up than I think either team is. They want to see another unbelievable comeback. I think it's going to be tough to do, though, for the Bows. Long Beach State's playing too well.
Well, if they do that, they won't have a chance at it. That ball overpassed and drilled down by a guy named Wagner.
Again?
17 kills, the next highest player as 8, Travis Barr. So he has more than double his next highest teammate. Free ball over the net into Wagner. Lands down on Long Beach's side. This time Vaughn with a little quick hit at the net. A couple of Rainbow players talking to Vaughn between games 2 and 3, trying to work out where they want the ball. A couple of Rainbow players sitting on the bench wondering what's going on. We'll see if they can put it together. They lead 2-1 here in game number 3.
Well, John, Kurt Vaughn's only going to get better and better as he listens to his hitters and where they want the ball. Because he knows he has to work on his setting location. He knows he needs to work on setting the middle, and it'll just come with time.
Mishandled on the wet ball, Travis Barr, and there's the Clum crowd. 3-1. That was a free ball in the middle, and Masui Allen went up at the same time as Faust. So Hawaii now with the interesting combination. They got a guy from Germany, a guy from Austria, and a guy named Faust on the court.
Who's from New York.
That's right. So
whose nickname is Froggy because of the way his toes point out.
Off the net, it was touched by the block. Crowd thought it was 4 hits. Blocked up front by Faust, still in play. Crowd thought that was not over the net. If Hawaii puts it away, they'll let you know. What a defensive play on both sides. Olive with a good dig. Back to Olive. Jason Olive coming to life. Like Wagner, he has 16 digs, the next highest player for Hawaii, Berger with 8. So it's been the Olive and Wagner show. Olive that time gets a piece of it, but it goes out of bounds. But Hawaii, looks like they got some oxygen between games 2 and 3, coming out looking stronger. Finding some seams in the Long Beach block, and it would be not unnatural for Long Beach to have a little bit of a letdown as they really blew Hawaii out in the second game.
Although I can't help but think that Ray Rattel and Mike D'Alessandro said to their players, hey, remember last night. Let's not let it happen again.
Oh, and Olive not only put that one down, he is yelling through the net. Just screaming, Chris.
I'm sure what happened that time was that Ray Rattel and Mike D'Alessandro had told their blockers to block Olive a certain way, and they didn't. Rattel and D'Alessandro both threw their clipboards down that time in anger.
Block up front. Hawaii wanted a lift. Nicholas Berger wanting a lift, and then Olive Berger block, otherwise known as the Hawaii food chain block with olives and burgers. And I'll tell you, Berger was going nuts after that play, Chris. Even though he got the block, he wanted a lift called, and Berger's clapping, the crowd is clapping. Party time at Clum. We'll see, it's 4-1 Rainbows. Wagner, exclamation point.
Oh, well, that quiet a crowd down in a hurry. My goodness. That was a rifle shot, a cannon.
He's looking for a towel. I think he may want to find a hammer and nails. I'm not sure the boards are still left.
Well, hey, has he done everything now? He's wiped the floor.
That's
he's
right.
gotten assists. He's gotten a block. He's gotten digs. He kills the ball about every other time for Long Beach State.
He got me a cup of water between games. He's wonderful.
This may sound crazy, but the Bows are not playing like a team that's down 2-0. They're playing like a team that thinks they can win in 5.
Block down on the Hawaii side. 1 serving 4, and back to serve for Long Beach's Travis Barr. There's a difference between this and the earlier games. When Hawaii missed the ball, Long Beach State usually put it away. That ball was not hit well, but it lands in the hole between the front and back rows.
Well, what a night Jason Olive's having. His off-speed shots going down, his hard shots going down. He's got 19 kills in 29 tries. He's hitting .552. A good hitting percentage for a middle blocker is around 400, so he's well above that.
Big weekend of sports starting on a Wednesday night here on Home Team 5. Basketball tomorrow night, baseball Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and also basketball on Saturday. Stewie Allen off the block. Boy, Hawaii looks like they have fresh legs here. There's a good hit up front. Nicely done by Zaslansky. Way to kill some momentum. That time Wagner got punched in the face by his own player, giving him a high five.
Nice back set by Holloway. We see the off-speed shot by Zaslansky. I don't think we've seen a dink by Long Beach State more all the time. There's the area 1. That's a cross-court serve.
Ball hit long, not touched. Point to Long Beach. That time Berger goes long, 2-4. There's a big drilled ball by Faust.
Faust, a 6'5" sophomore JC transfer out of New York. Proud that he's got his Eagle Scout.
Played in 1 game last night, had 1 kill. Has only played in 9 of Hawaii's 13 games this season. Wagner.
Boy, Wagner is really putting on a show tonight. This is one of the great exhibitions of attacking I've seen from an outside hitter in a few years. He is just doing it from every which way. Left side, middle, right side, out of the back row.
Well, and this is a guy who was the player of the week in the conference last week, in easily the best conference, really the only conference in the country, Chris. He has to beat out some good players to win that award.
He was the player of the week in the nation. It was the American Volleyball Coaches Association that voted him that honor.
Good serve by Hessa. Wagner through the block. A couple of Hawaii players go for it, bang into each other. That time Faust and Berger, no one injured. I think egos hurt more than anything else.
Well, Martin Wagner finally hits a ball that Hawaii has a chance to dig. Here we see it popped up, but not popped up quite high enough. See Berger and Faust colliding there. Good effort by the Bows. Mike Wilton, another great defensive teacher. 2 good defensive teachers with D'Alessandro for Long Beach State and Wilton. 2 coaches that really pride themselves in making their teams scrap and scramble and be friendly with the floor.
4-2. Yeah, the floor doesn't give too much, does it? 4-2. Faust to serve. Good serve. Just over the net. And Wagner, just too much Wagner. Yeah, what Wagner's saying is, every time the ball is in the gym, give it to me.
Well, he's got 29 sets right now, hitting .690. That's not bad. If I'm a setter, I think I'll go to him a few more times, too. He does not seem to be tiring. Remember, water polo goalies are guys that are in great shape. If he played water polo goalie, he's got to be a pretty good athlete. And be in pretty good condition.
Allen off the block. Gets it back for Hawaii. is a water rat. He's also a lifeguard in the summertime. Take a look at him. You can see that good upper body build that you see in a lot of swimmers and water polo players.
Good pass by Zazlansky. Set a little bit too wide. Catches the antenna. John Zabriskie calls violation. Rainbows score.
Cummings solo blocked, but kept in play, and a lift is called on the setter. Holloway tried to get on the floor for that one. Point to the Rainbows, 6-2.
Good call that time by John Zabriskie. Holloway just really did not get a good handle on it. Came spinning out of his hands. Hawaii picks up their 6th point. Once again, the Clum crowd really getting into it.
Ray Rattel's going to call timeout after the floor wipe, give his team extra time. He wants to think about it. And Chris McLaughlin back at Clum Gym, and you never know, they say, right? And it's Hawaii 6-2 in Game 3. Ray Rattel wisely waiting for the floor wipers to finish up their duty. Then he called timeout, get a little extra time, keep his players fresh.
Crucial serve right here, John, after the timeout. Hawaii had the Clum crowd into it. They can't serve out. They don't. Zazlansky puts up a perfect pass, but Long Beach State can't convert.
Good pass that time. And it's now 7-2. Third Vaughn. Serve down the line. Wagner. Woo!
They finally got him. It took almost all night, but they finally got Wagner. Don't worry, he'll be back, though. He took a good swing at that ball. Yeah, Jason Olive just got the last word in.
It also took him coming from behind the 10-foot line. We'll see when he comes up to the front row. That ball served long, but Hawaii leading 8-2. You know, if you happen to, by the way, change channels, we did not splice this from a different match from a different year. This is really the same two teams that in games 1 and 2, it was all Long Beach. And now Jason Olive.
Good floater by Masui Allen. Caught Zazlansky up high in the chest. Wagner tries to bail him out. Can't do it. No touch on the block. Point Hawaii.
Long Beach coaching staff looking for touches on the ball. Off the block, kept in play. Masui Allen, nice bump set. Lands in. It's 10-2. Hawaii finding everything right. And the crowd going wild. Ray Rattel calling time. Get up, everybody. Party time at Clum. Rainbow's coming back. Team returns to the Blaisdell Arena tomorrow night for a WAC conference meeting against the Falcons of Air Force. Be sure to join us for the opening tip-off tomorrow night at 7:30. Jim Leahy and Artie Wilson on Home Team 5, the new home for Rainbow Sports. Rattel thought that serve was out, but ball was played by Cummings, or rather Barr, and Barr gets the side out.
I've really been impressed with Travis Barr. John, at 6'7", he's a very good passer. He's hit for good percentages the last couple of nights. He's blocked well.
You know, it's almost uncanny, Chris. Long Beach State, which has really outblocked Hawaii all night long, and Hawaii with obviously the same hitters going at it, just seem to have picked up about 5 miles an hour on all their swings, and they're going through the blocks here in this game. Up front and screaming through the net. Then I'll show you Neil Mendel.
Well, Mendel is hungry, no doubt about it. It's only his 12th set of the night right there, and he just buries it. He's only got one error. He's hitting .500. But he knows that Wagner's having a great night, so there aren't a whole lot of sets to go around.
Holloway called Martin. Let's see if he goes to Wagner. Watch the pass. Now he goes short set in the middle. There's Hawaii. Free ball for Hetzler. Kept in play? No. 4 hits. It's 11-2.
Looks like a little billiards game right here. Ball being bounced off. Everyone can't quite make it over in the 3 attempts. Hawaii picks up their 11th point.
Wagner this time goes up and just screams almost in the ear of Vaughn that time.
Well, Vaughn was by himself and really should have dropped in to take the angle shot here. He stays on the line. Center blocker not to be found.
Off the touch up front is Faust, who's quietly come in and done some nice things here. Picks up his 2nd kill in 3 attempts.
I'll tell you, one of the biggest differences here, in my opinion, in game number 3 has been the Clum crowd. They're really getting into it. The Bows are feeding off the crowd right now.
Well, and vice versa. The crowd's had a reason to get into it. I'll tell you, it would scare me to give a high five to Wagner because he gets so pumped, he'll break your hand. He gave high fives earlier, and got punched in the nose by his own teammates. That's the break Hawaii may be looking for. Faust gets another kill, his 3rd. Side out Hawaii.
Scott Faust right now presenting all sorts of problems for Long Beach State. He's going to come out of the back row, though, and Aaron Wilton, the coach's son, is going to come in and try to provide some digs, good serve, some inspiration for the Bows. Faust will probably re-enter when he goes back into the front row. Let's see if Aaron Wilton can pick up some points for the Bows.
Lock up front. Vaughn and Olive. 12-2 Hawaii.
And Vaughn picks up his 2nd block assist of the night right there as he and Olive team up to put the clamps on Barr.
So the experienced setter, David Holloway, giving his team instructions, telling him where he's going to go with this pass. Well, he doesn't have to worry about it. Wilton comes in and does just what a designated server shouldn't do, and that's net one.
He did get them 1 point, though. That was important.
And that will be called on to hopefully dig a couple of balls in the back. Wagner. Good dig by Wagner. On a roof. Once again, Olive and Vaughn.
And look at the emotion. The clenched fists of Jason Olive. Oh, does he love to play this game? Look at this. Watch his fists. Clenches those fists, flexes those muscles. But Long Beach State comes back and quiets the Clum crowd.
Well, Long Beach State right now, if they could get a short run and just stem the momentum, I'm not sure losing game 3 would be that big a deal to them because Hawaii really has swung the pendulum in their favor. But it's a long road back. And Wagner again, his part-time duty, he wipes the floor up. Berger gets a ball and a little miscommunication. Cummings jumps right in front, and I mean right in front of Zeslansky. Zeslansky said that would have been my ball.
Berger did a great job that time of keeping the ball in play. The set was not quite wide enough for him, and although the setters tell me that Berger likes the ball set inside, so what looks like a bad set really is a good set.
He didn't have a great swing at it, but he got it back. 12-2. Nice hit that time off the side of the arm is Barr. And Barr goes back to serve. 2 serving 12.
Well, John, you know, even though the score is 12-2 right now, there's some interesting things that could happen. Long Beach State, if they spend too much energy trying to come back here, they could be wiped out in game 4. I think they just need to play well to end game number 3. Hawaii, on the other hand, wants to keep the momentum going. If they spend too much emotional energy here, they will not have anything left for Game 4. So I think it's very important both teams pace themselves a little bit here to finish up Game 3.
Well, I'm sure what Hawaii's thinking right now, Chris, you're exactly right. If we can just get out of this game and not expend any more energy, even emotion, we're in good shape because we're starting to come back. But if it takes a fight to get through Game 3, it might be tough to hold on to that momentum in Game 4. So cat and mouse game as Wilton comes out, Faust comes back in. Jason Olive back to serve. It is 12-3. And more floor wiping being done by Wagner.
Olive now going to his float serve, probably conserving some energy. He's done a lot of jump serves the last 2 nights. He leads the bows and aces. Good float serve, forced a bad pass by Wagner. Bows should convert.
Chance now on a good pass from Allen. Up front, Olive goes long, not touched. Side out to the beach. Interesting watching that one. You saw Olive holding the ball and waiting. What he was waiting for was not just a floor wipe, it was Wagner doing the floor wipe. And after that, he served it right at Wagner. And as you mentioned, bad pass. A good effort on a dig by Holloway, but it goes up into the crowd.
And Faust continues his hot streak. He's got 4 kills, no errors. So he's been a solid substitute for Mike Wilton.
Manthai and Scott on the bench for Hawaii. Not a bad sign if it goes to a long one. Tough serve. Oh, Wagner outside the antenna, outside the pole. Wagner goes, how can you call that?
It's a good call by John Zabriskie. Good call by Zabriskie and the linesman. Ball catches the antenna right there just before it goes past the blockers.
Yeah, it was inside, but it did touch the antenna. 13-3. I think what Wagner was saying was that it was off the net and the antenna just reverberated from the net, but no sir. 13-3. Here's Wagner. That time he takes a little off it, so Hawaii with a chance. Back set, mishandled. That time Faust in a rare setting opportunity and didn't handle it well. Hahn comes in. He'll go back row for Mendel. Get his little twisting serve. Little jump serve in all probability. David Hahn, the only player on either roster under 6 feet, means nothing. Did a nice job setting last night for the Beach. Quick hit. Quick hands. Hesse gets it back.
For the David Hahn fans, by the way, from Downey, California, who want to know how he played last night, we gave him our GT Hawaiian Tel player of the game for Long Beach State. Masui Allen got it for Hawaii, but David Hahn set a brilliant match last night. Now he's going to try to play some defense, dig some balls.
Wagner. Oh, free ball for Hawaii. Hawaii players running into each other, and Allen's going to have to just block it over in the back. Free ball, and there's a partial block. So good rally on some sloppy play. Wagner's blocked, and it goes out. Rittel, his hand up on the notebook there. 21 is where he wants it. Zaslansky accommodates him. Kept in play, but it will not be as it goes back to 4-13.
Actually, Ray Rittel is giving hand signals as to where he wants Zaslansky to serve the ball. I can guarantee you one thing, they want to serve away from Masui Allen. Masui Allen has really been doing a nice job of passing the ball.
And an unsung part of the game, the pass. That time Allen hits it long. It's 5-13. Long serve.
Tough to make a comeback without serves, John. Faust will get a little back row duty. No back row substitute for him this time.
Great dig by Hesse. Over the net, or rather under the net. And as he lay there, Barr said, who, me? But boy, Hesse with a dig and a half on that first ball, Chris.
Right off his shoulder.
14-5. Hawaii serving to get back in the match, trying to narrow it to 1-2. Ball served wide and long. Faust says, you know, if I keep that up, I won't get to play back row.
That's true, especially game point. You don't want to serve game point out. The other team is reeling. They're on their heels. Very important to make them earn that last side out.
Wagner serves and Hawaii gets it back. One thing I've noticed about Wagner as this game has dragged on, he's had more of his balls touched at the net, a few more balls dug. Got to wonder if the spring in the leg starts getting tougher as this match wears on, Chris.
Well, you're right, John. He had a lot of balls last night, but he just looks on fire tonight. I don't think he's getting tired at all.
Well, he also is one of the better in-shape players. Lift called, net violation rather called. That'll do it. Hawaii wins game number 3, 15-5. So now the call is out. And Martin Wagner, Cummings, Barr, and the rest of them come back. Long Beach still leads, but Hawaii's coming back. Yes. And Wisconsin beating Michigan. Boy, Michigan having some trouble in conference this year. Indiana in overtime over Ohio State. What a great conference the Big Ten is this year. UAB upset by Marquette, although Marquette's been top 25 this year. St. Louis stays hot. They beat Dayton on the road. Maryland loses at Virginia in the ACC. And Iowa takes Minnesota. Boy, that Big Ten, unbelievable, huh? NBA action, Seattle having trouble on the road, but they beat the Celtics tonight. Celtics had their 7-game winning streak broken. Cleveland over Philadelphia by 8. New York gets by Washington. Indiana all over Charlotte in Hornet country. And Atlanta, one of the hot teams in the NBA, beating Orlando and Shaquille. Detroit with a rare win over Milwaukee. And finally, Dallas over Minnesota. Upset anytime Dallas wins a game this year. I believe that's their 4th win this year. But good for the Mavericks to win at Minnesota. You know, great irony, Chris, as you look at the NBA, 3 of the strongest teams in the 80s, without a doubt, the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Pistons. 3 of the lowest rated teams this year in terms of wins, the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Pistons. Balance of power shifts.
Well, I think it's probably healthy for the league to have that kind of shift. It's the same teams win forever. You've got to wonder how long the NBA could survive if they had the same dynasties win over and over again.
All right, we're back for game 4. Long Beach State starts out with the first point and emphatically smacks each other's hands. Very key for Long Beach to get started early in game 4 and not start questioning what's going on. David Hahn with a great dig. Well, off the net, and that would have been a free ball for Hawaii. Now it's a tough play for Olive. And Hahn doing the setting up front.
Berger with his 11th dig of the night. He's leading the Bows, playing some great defense. And look at Hesse hit that ball across court.
Good save on the side by Zaslansky. What a rally. Hahn goes back set to Wagner. Right through the block. What a point that time for both teams, Chris, defensively and offensively. And David Hahn comes in and really sparks Long Beach. Hahn had a great dig and ended it off with a nice set that time to Wagner. 2-0 Long Beach. John Fink and Chris McLaughlin, game number 4. Long Beach winning the first 2. Hawaii taking game 3 by 10.
And for those people wondering at home, will this be a repeat of last night? Will the Bows come back from the 2-0 deficit? I don't know. It's going to be tough. Mike Wilton, Alan Allen, Tino Reyes trying to come up with a game plan in the lineup that'll stop these 49ers, but looks to me like Long Beach State probably learned a lot last night in their loss.
Well, you're not looking crisp so far in the passing to start off game 4. Partially blocked up front. Goes all over the floor outside Olive. Good dig in the back by Barr. Kept in play. Long Beach has done this on 3 points so far. And now off of Hahn, and Hawaii finally gets the side out. Oh, but Long Beach with some great defense staying alive.
They really are playing some great defense. Hana's given them a nice little spark. They're off to a 2-0 lead. Both teams playing very well here in game number 4. Hesse finishing that rally by hitting it down the line right at Hahn.
So the big change is Holloway takes a break and David Hahn comes in. And all he did, as Chris mentioned, was win the most valuable player of the match for Long Beach State last night. Net being adjusted, you figure the way these guys swing at some point that might have to happen. Referee tonight, John Zabriskie, gets back up in his chair, and Dan Hironaka, our second referee, or umpire. Hesse with a good serve and a nice play at the net by Hahn, but he lifts it up at the net. All caused by the serve. That's one of those invisible factors, Chris. You don't see it in the books as an ace, but it should go down as a kind of ace.
I would agree. It definitely forced David Hahn to mishandle that ball. Hesse starting to put a lot of heat in that jump serve. He did it again and just missed the back line.
Well, and Wagner looks to the net and kind of says something to Hesse like, yeah, long on that one. I believe as this season develops, there's no question in my mind from what I've seen, Martin Wagner will be the spiritual leader of this Long Beach team.
Well, here's what can happen if you pass the ball well to the net. You see the perfect pass by Hesse, which allows Vaughn to set his middle attackers. Without that pass all the way up to the net, very difficult to run a quick attack. There you see Mike Wilton talking to Ricky Toon, one of the red shirts.
Outside, Wagner through the block. In the middle of game 3, Hawaii was getting a better piece of it. Wagner went out a couple of times. Now he seems to be back to where he was earlier in the match. Olive is roofed at the net, but it lands outside. Hawaii going short set in the middle. Olive with 23 kills, Hesse with 13. Last night, Hawaii was led by Hesse with 22 kills and Manthai with 22 kills. Olive and Allen with 18. Out, it hits the antenna. And begging is Travis Barr. He says, no, no, no. There must have been the blocker that hit the net or the antenna.
We'll see if we can see it here. Very difficult to see from that angle, but it looks like the ball did move the antenna. Looks like a good call from here.
To no avail as Vaughn serves into the net. (2-2) game 4. Olive had to hang in the air too long that time. Cummings says, give me some more of that.
Well, Cummings at only 6'2" is really asked to do a lot in the middle as a middle blocker. He goes up and has to go against big guys night in and night out. There, the 6'2" middle blocker gets the block.
Free ball for Long Beach. Should make it 4-2 off the block. Now a chance for Hawaii. Back set to Hesse. Good dig by Wagner. Ball was touched at the net by the Hawaii block. Point to Long Beach. 4-2. Tell you, a ball coming that hard, just touched off the fingers. You see it over and over again. How a referee can make that call, or a linesperson, very difficult. But that time, Zabriskie up on top said absolutely a touch.
There's the problem that Long Beach State may have here in game 4 is Hahn's coming in for his setting ability, not for his blocking prowess. And that time, Nicholas Berger at 6'6" had his way with the 5'9" Hahn. Hahn got a good piece of it, but couldn't slow the ball down enough. John, I really think that for those fans at home that might be either tuning out or thinking the Bows are going to lose game 4, I think game 4 is going to be probably the most intense and maybe the best game of all, because I think that Long Beach State knows they have to have 2 chances to win at least. Win in game 4 or win in game 5. So they're really going to go for it here in game 4. Hawaii, on the other hand, if they don't try hard in game 4, their night's over. So game 4, in my opinion, is going to be probably the most intense game of the night.
Well, Hawaii certainly ran away with game 3 and maybe came out in game 4 expecting Long Beach State to let up a little bit. They did not. On that last point, Hawaii with a real mistake, giving Hahn a free ball at the net. And Hahn put it down. Long Beach turns it into a point. So a mistake by Hawaii results in not only a side out, but at least 1 point. And now Cummings will try to make it a second point.
Mike Wilton looks down the bench wondering, should I go to Manthai? Should I go back to Sean Scott?
That time Olive hangs in the air, goes away from the block.
We see another good pass, and then Kurt Vaughn with a nice jump set to Olive. Those two connecting quite well tonight. I think we're going to see that get better and better as the season goes on.
Deep serve played. Here's a ball up at the net. Hawaii thought it might be coming over. It did not. And because they had a blocker up, they only got one block up on the swing. And Long Beach gets it back. Ball up between the lights. That's still in play. And here's a free ball. Oh, outside the antenna. Linesperson called it.
Oh, unfortunate play for the Beach that time. A great dig in the back row. Frustrated Ray Rattel there, wondering, why can't we get that third ball over the net?
Line back set, but there's Hawaii with the back row defense. Attempted dump by Vaughn, not a good move. Dump that time up front. A lot of patty cake going on. There's a swing, good dig. Olive goes cross court and says, I wish I had that one back.
Oh.
A sloppy point.
Good dig by Berger that time to keep the rally alive. Vaughn put up a decent back set, and Olive just tried to do too much with that. Should have just kept that ball in play.
Those long rallies, sometimes players try to do it all at the end to try to end it. That time Olive goes cross court but wide. Suey Allen, just a great job passing tonight for Hawaii. That ball hit wide, back over to Hawaii, and Wagner yelling something up at referee John Zabriskie. I think he was looking for a touch.
Well, Wagner has not done much wrong tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a piece of every blocker. He's been almost flawless tonight.
Service error, Hawaii with 3 aces and 15 errors. Now, the 3 aces doesn't include all the mistakes that Long Beach State's been forced to make. Long Beach State with 3 aces and 11 errors. Bad pass by Hawaii, but Wagner didn't get a full swing. Nice swing, that time from the outside from Zaslansky. Olive through the block. Rallies in game 4. Players getting a little tired, not being as emphatic in their swings or blocking as many balls cleanly.
I think we're seeing a little bit of night number 2 fatigue. I think we're seeing the result of 2 hours of constant play, constant jumping, starting to take its toll on all these players. Last night, the conditioning factor went Hawaii's way. Whether or not that will happen tonight, we'll see.
Ball dug by Berger, but he can't get it up high enough. And Hesse can't save it. 5-2 Long Beach. And coming into the game, as we thought might happen, as Mike Wilton looked down the bench, he's going to bring in Sean Scott, and he'll replace Hesse. Strategic move. Remember, it was Hesse last night that really led Hawaii back. He made only 3 errors all night, had 22 kills, and hit .475. Olive, good dig by Hahn, but it goes into the scores table, as does Cummings, and he breaks the table. That would be a technical foul. I don't know what that is. Cummings right on the table. Good hustle.
You see Olive put it up. Hahn with a nice dig. Cummings comes right over, jumps on the scorer's table. D'Alessandro would have been proud of him. That's what Long Beach State assistant coach would do.
Blocked by Hawaii, but it goes outside, and it's side out to Long Beach. Still 5-2.
Something different than D'Alessandro probably would have done is he probably would have lifted up the table prior to getting there and thrown it somewhere out of his way and then made the play.
Or karate'd it and gone through it. Wagner serving. Berger gets it right back to Wagner and a great dig. Under the net, Travis Barr. Perhaps trying to play a couple of points over on the Hawaii side. Just couldn't keep his feet from twisting and he went under the net.
You know, John, we've been stuck at 5-2 for almost 6 rotations. Normally what happens in volleyball is the team that gets the next point not only gets 1 point, but they get 2 or 3. So I think it's very important for Hawaii to bear down at this point if they want to get back in this match. But this juncture in Game 4 is very crucial.
Cummings with authority.
Oh, and boy, he's going to make sure that Long Beach gets that break in the action. They may go to 6 or 7 points here in a hurry. What a great arm strength he's got, so quick. Fifth-year senior finally got his chance this year to be a star.
Berger gets it back. Nice little fake in the middle, a combination move.
Hawaii finally running a little bit different play, a little more intricate play. Normally been going just quicks. Long Beach State was waiting for it, though, and Berger found the hole in the block.
You make a good point about the senior, Jonathan Cummings from Redlands, California. Although a senior, he did not see much action after transferring from Ohio State because Long Beach State had such a strong roster the past couple of years that the upperclassmen didn't get much playing time. So senior does not necessarily equate to game experience for Long Beach State.
That's right, and again, this team is a team that's searching for its identity after losing the likes of Hilliard, Small, and Stimford.
John Scott coming back in.
Well, Scott being asked to do a tough job. He's coming in for Hesse. Scott has been playing middle blocker most of the year. He's now going to be a swing hitter on the outside. Fausto block middle along with Jason Olive. So interesting substitution by Mike Wilton. Looking for any combination that'll work.
Nice dink over the top.
Boy, David Hahn does a great job of intercepting those balls that are way above the net. The pass is a little bit too close to the net right now, I think, for Hahn's liking, but he does a marvelous job of saving it, allowing the middle hitters to attack.
Well, it's tough for a hitter to come in the middle of a game or a server. How tough is it, Chris, for a setter to come in, who obviously has certain different styles and does things differently, and that's what Hahn's being asked to do.
He hasn't played all night long, other than a little bit of back row duty. Now he's asked to come in and set a crucial Game 4, and there's a nice jump serve. Puts Hawaii in trouble here.
Cross court and wide is Scott at 6'2", Long Beach. The crowd has been silenced by Hawaii's errors.
There's that 6th point I was talking about. They usually come in bunches after a long stalemate. Let's see what happens.
Good serve. Olive goes wide. It's 7-2. So it's been mistakes by Hawaii that are going to force Mike Wilton to call a timeout. Long Beach State halfway there in game number 4. State 7, Hawaii 2, game number 4. You see the tallies. None of the first 3 games, the losing team even getting into double figures. Really been back and forth in a big way tonight. And Ray Rattel and the 49ers trying to end it and end it decisively here. As Chris McLaughlin mentioned, at 5-2 we had a bunch of rotations, and now Long Beach State with David Hahn serving, getting 2 points. Hahn with good serves and Hawaii with 2 errors. They hit 2 balls out. Mike Wilton calls time and tries to get it together for the Rainbows. Scott puts it down. Nice angle.
Great pass that time by Nicholas Berger after the timeout allowed Kurt Vaughn to fake the middle set and go to the outside, leaving a one-on-one situation for Sean Scott. The Bulls are going to make a move. They better make it in a hurry here. Down 7-2 in game 4, down 2 games to 1.
Scott into the net. Could do that time, Vaughn. Just bump it over, not a good pass.
A brilliant little back dump with his left hand there. Great play by Kurt Vaughn. Wants to be a civil engineering major. He engineered this one well. Look at this, right inside the blocker and down. only open hole on the court prep. Long Beach State had everything else covered. Faust comes out. Wilton comes in for a little back row duty.
Wagner. Oh, a net violation against Hawaii. A sloppy play because that was not a good hit by Wagner. It could have been a free ball for the Rainbows.
Hawaii missed opportunity there. Long Beach State with a not a very well-conceived play that time, and a poor set, poor hit. Bowes got tangled up in the net.
Well, right now, Clum Gym sounds like a library, as it is just absolutely silent in here, although that emphatic hit brings the crowd up a little bit. I think the crowd was just going to thinking we can put it on cruise control in Game 4 and get to Game 5. Long Beach says, no way.
Long Beach State definitely wants to have 2 chances to win this match at least, Game 4 and Game 5. They'd love to win it in 4 and not take it to 5 because of the nightmare that occurred last night. I think they're putting all their eggs into this Game 4 basket, in my opinion.
Well, one difference for Hawaii tonight in terms of the chess pieces. Last night, Mike Manthei came in with 22 kills and was real big toward the end of the match. He's not on the floor at all here in Game 4. Good dig by Zaslansky. Ball hit just wide. Ray Rattel can't believe that ball was called out.
Ball looked wide from here. It only landed about 15 feet from where we're sitting. Looked to me like it was definitely an out ball and a good call.
Rattel on the other side of the net. A serve. Ball popped out by Zaslansky. Well, little things sometimes can make a difference. It's now 3-7.
Well, no sooner do you say Zaslansky than, or do you say Manthei, then here comes Manthei. One of the heroes last night.
When he came in for Berger, he comes in for Berger now. So 6'6" freshman comes out, 6'5" junior from Irvine checks in.
It's the same JC as Masui Allen, Orange Coast College.
Maruf by Olive with some help from Scott.
Oh, it took a great block that time, John, to stop Martin Wagner. He just rips this ball. Olive just happened to have his hands in the right place. Great hit by Wagner.
Cummings comes back big time.
Well, his arm swing is so quick. His ball handling skills good. He's just had a solid all-around year. Ray Rattel is saying he's been one of their steadiest players all year long out of Laguna Beach High School.
Floor wipe was going on while the ball was being served.
That could be dangerous for the floor wiper.
Sure can. That's why Wagner does it a lot. He can just stand up and start playing. Long Beach State will have a new arena next year, the Pyramid. Hawaii will have the Special Events Arena. Nice hit on the outside. And Manthei, fresh legs, fresh arm, comes in, does a little body slam with a couple of teammates. And now Faust will check back in for Wilton.
Well, Manthei was definitely the emotional spark plug last night. When the Bows were looking a little sullen, Manthei came in and fired them all up. Question is it going to be too little too late? Can the Bows come back? Against the Long Beach State team is playing much better.
Wagner, not a solid hit, hit the net, and a good diving save by Vaughn. And Masui Allen hits one to Aiea. 7-4, 49ers will serve again. There was a chance for Hawaii on a free ball off the net.
Masui Allen saw 2 big blockers up there. He tried to get a piece of the high hands there and just hit it a little bit too high and out.
Getting it back is Scott.
You know, Sean Scott looks much more comfortable on the outside, John. Remember last year against USC in the opening match here at Clem, he had 23 kills and led the way to a major upset over USC, who also has a fine team this year, by the way. Now Sean's back on the outside and looking very comfortable.
Allen can't get enough of that dig. So it was 5-2, a lot of side outs. Long Beach State got a couple of points, seemed to be swinging it. Then Hawaii gets a couple. And that's where we are. It's 7-4.
dig by Hahn.
And a big roof in the middle. Faust and Vaughn, and Scott goes up.
Unfortunately, that kind of a block was only good for a side out. You like to have those blocks. Here's our net camera. You like to have those blocks occur for points, not for side outs. Here we see 3 blockers go up, and they get the side out.
4-7. Outside Wagner. Again, he can't get a solid swing at it. Chance for Allen. Great roof at the net. Great height by Mendel at 6'7". Along with Barr, the biggest of the beach.
Masui Allen didn't get quite high enough a set that time. He had to struggle to get there a little bit.
That time he goes down the line. It goes long. It's 8-4 Long Beach. Allen now hitting negative on the night. He has 9 errors and 8 kills. But remember, he's also Hawaii's best passer. And diving into the referee stand that time goes Mendel. And John Zabriskie has to get down to fix his hatch. He says, my house, you've just crashed into my house.
Long Beach State wants Zabriskie to feel what it's like to have an earthquake.
Watch Zabriskie's body English. Whoa! Hey, 4-8. Touched at the net, side out to
just hit an out ball. That ball was definitely out. He thought one of the blockers touched it. No question that was an out ball.
I believe Zabriskie did say it was touched first. It's 8-4 anyway. It's side out.
Manthei stuck his hand out right before the ball went out.
Allen turns it. Oh, it lands wide. So Allen going wide again. So Allen gets blocked and then hits 2 balls wide. And it's now 9-4.
Tough to pull your best passer out, but right now Masui's having so much trouble on his offense. Might have to look at getting a sub for him, but it looks like he'll just stay with it. I hope that Masui comes out of his little mini slump.
8 swings, he has 10 errors. We've seen 2 of them in the last minute. There's a bad serve, and I mean an awful serve by Vaughn. And on the night, Vaughn has not served very well.
Well, that hurt. The Bows really worked hard to get that side out. Emotionally, that's just devastating when the server goes back after struggling that much to get a side out.
Interesting move
serve
here.
The ball into the net.
Hahn coming out and checking back in up front is Holloway to do the setting. That time Allen jumping way up. Getting it back for Hawaii, and Masui Allen will go back to serve. Watch this leap.
Masui looks a little angry here. He gets up real high. He says, I'm not going to be stopped 3 times in a row. He jumped so high, John, that he buried the ball. The ball was on the floor before he came down. He can even land on the other side of the net because as soon as the ball hits the floor, it's dead. He can have a net violation or an underneath. Doesn't make any difference.
Allen keeps the ball alive, kept in play by Hawaii. Good defense. Free ball for the 49ers, though. Through the block. Just too much power on Long Beach State's side. Begin to wonder if Long Beach didn't just take too much of a breather in Game 3 and let it get away, because they have come back awfully strong in Game 4. And maybe Hawaii did expend a lot of energy in Game 3 and can't retain it here in 4. Olive, strong hit.
Hawaii's able to score side out, Sean, but they aren't getting points. They aren't getting the blocks and digs that they did in game number 3.
Jason Olive, 4-9.
Oh, good serve by Olive. Forces a bad pass. Hawaii with a chance to score here.
They get it. Does not go over the net. 5-9. And yelling that time is Zaslansky saying, that's my ball. That's my pass. Don't anybody get in my way when it's coming to me. You see Holloway giving his teammates the signal. Holloway goes outside. Barr. Pass for Hawaii. Blocked but out. It's 6-9.
1-5 with a little spark. And watch for Ray Rattel to call an early timeout.
He does call timeout. His team starts talking about it before they even get off the court. Rainbow's saying it ain't over till it's over. A couple of points, and Ray Rattel says, I've seen enough. He calls a timeout. Chris, he switched setters in the middle of Game 4 after Hahn had done a decent job. Long Beach State had run out to about a 9-4 lead. Maybe it was 7-4 or 8-4. And he puts back in David Holloway. And Holloway, of course, had won the first 2 games for Long Beach, and now Holloway stays in.
Well, Holloway has set a very good match, and I think it was not a radical substitution for Ray Rattel to make. I think they have a lot of confidence in Holloway.
Good hit off the net, and it's side out for the Beach.
What are the chances that Mike Wilton takes when he puts Faust and Sean Scott in, who haven't... Sean Scott has not played on the outside that much. He's blocking in a new position. He got confused there. Wagner ended up going up with nobody blocking him that time, and I think you just can't have that kind of confusion at this point in the match.
Wagner, 31 kills. He'll average at least 8 a game by the time this thing's done. Manthai, if he can come up big time for Hawaii, really could give them a shot in the arm they need right now. They'll go back to serve. He'll do the jump serve. Good dig. A good pass by Wagner. Cummings gets it back. Well, Cummings has really come on here in Game 4 also. We've called Wagner all night, but Cummings starting to come up big. Gets his 12th kill, hitting .308 on the night, only 4 errors. Cross court and out, Sean Scott. Sean Scott came into this game asked to do some big things. His hitting percentage now .077. Hawaii with some unforced errors. Another good pass by Allen. Free ball. Oh, Hawaii didn't put it away. Now a chance for Long Beach. Back set to Wagner. Look out. Wagner's blocked. It's kept in play. Wagner's blocked. It's kept in play. And that time the block lands on Hawaii's side. It's 11-6.
Oh, what a big point for Long Beach. Hawaii blocking them well at the net. Long Beach never giving up, making all the good off plays, getting good swings at the ball, and Zenzlansky coming up with a big play in that point. Huge, huge point for Long Beach State, giving them 11. And that may be just what broke Hawaii's back, at least emotionally.
Hawaii got some partial blocks there, but couldn't put it down. They blocked that man right there, which has been rare indeed tonight. Roof up front against Faust. It's 12-6. Mike Wilton calls his second and final timeout of game number 4. He's talking to Vaughn. He's going to talk to the whole team. And Hawaii's going to think about it. Long Beach leads by 6. Chris, what are you doing if you're Mike Wilton right now in the huddle? What is left to tell your team at this point other than, stopping the momentum?
Well, I think what they've got to do is they've got to come up with a well-conceived play out of the timeout here. I think Mike Wilton is going to tell Kurt Vaughn exactly who to set if he gets a good pass. Once they get the side out, then it's a matter of just trying to grind out 1 point at a time and get back into this game. Down 6-12 is not impossible, but the way Long Beach State is playing tonight, I think it's going to be much more difficult to come back at them. Ray Rattel and company, look at their high-fiving each other. Wagner's having a great night. He's hitting .500. He's got a ton of kills. Olive's got 29 for Hawaii, and I just think that Long Beach State is playing so much better than they did last night in Game 4. Last night in Game 4, they looked tired. Tonight, they look excited. And
as Long Beach State let the match get away from them, obviously a combination of Hawaii playing well and Long Beach State making some unforced errors. This game, Hawaii with a lot of unforced errors. Hawaii with 34 errors on the night. Long Beach State with 25. And we've seen a few this game with Suey Allen and Scott not having good nights hitting now. Allen negative on the night, and Scott hitting .077. And Hawaii's going to have those two guys get some big kills if they're going to stay in Game 4, let alone send it to Game 5.
You're absolutely right, and we'll see now what happens. Jason Olive is in the back row right now. He's been Hawaii's most prolific hitter so far, so it looks like Kurt Vaughn's got to probably go to Faust in the middle or Scott on the outside. He goes back row to Manthai. Manthai does not get it over the net. 4 hits, another error by Hawaii. It's 13-6. So is there life left in the Bows? Beach forcing Hawaii to try different things. They tried the back set. It didn't work. Roof again. It's 14-6.
Long Beach State says, we saw it last night, not tonight.
Wagner and Mendel that time with a brilliant block up front. We see Hesse come back in for Sean Scott. Maybe too little too late though. 14-6 match point for Long Beach State.
Serving for the match. Free ball at the net, kept alive. Free ball again. Lands in, it's over. How easy does it get? Long Beach State without much of a challenge in game number 4, and it's a disappointment to Hawaii, who had won 2 5-game matches this year and really had things rolling along, but they came up against a resilient Long Beach State team tonight, and the Beach will go home with a split in Hawaii, and I'm sure Ray Rattel will sleep a lot better knowing that.
It's the
Hawaiian Tel players who went beyond the call are, hey, real surprise here, Martin Wagner from Long Beach State. How about 31 kills and only 6 errors in 50 swings? He hits 500, he gets 5 digs and has 3.5 blocks. And for Hawaii, great match for Jason Olive. 29 kills, almost as many as Wagner, only 7 errors in 47 swings. He hits 468 and gets 4 blocks. So GTE Hawaiian Tel is pleased to make a contribution for scholarships to the University of Hawaii. GTE Hawaiian Tel beyond the call. And Chris McLaughlin, it doesn't get any easier for the University of Hawaii as you see what's coming up.
Well, they've got USC on the road, and USC is playing very well right now. They're one of the top 4 teams in the country. Hawaii will have trouble at USC. They then go to San Diego for a tournament. Then they come back to play a very good BYU team right here in Klum on February 21st and 22nd, and the tie-dye the same week. Some exciting men's volleyball coming up for Rainbow fans.
Yeah, we will have the Brigham Young matches for you both nights, and we'll also have the tie-dye match. In the meantime, plan to be with us tomorrow night as the Rainbows take on the Falcons of Air Force in men's basketball. Artie Wilson and Jim Leahy will bring you that Western Athletic Conference action live from the Blaisdell Arena. Hawaii against Air Force tomorrow night at 7:30. Remember, Hawaii only won by 2 up at Air Force. And that's not going to be an easy one when the Force comes to town. Until the next time, then, this is John Fink for Chris McLaughlin reminding you our final scores tonight. Long Beach State turning it around after going down in 5 last night. They beat Hawaii emphatically in game number 4 tonight to win it 3-1. This has been another exclusive live sports presentation of the home team.